Biggest celebrity scandals of the century. Celebrities supply the media with a wealth of material for daily sensations, ranging from driving under the influence of alcohol to abusing drugs, as well as from cheating to diagnosable insanity. On the other hand, there are a lot of people who cheat on their partners and then act out in public. Why is it that we are so intrigued when celebrities do it? There is a theory that suggests that the halo effect is the source of our preoccupation with scandals involving celebrities. Throughout this video, we will discuss some of the most impressive scandals that have been produced throughout the century. Number 10. The conservatorship of Britney Spears. With the release of Baby One More Time in 1999, the Princess of Pop became an instant and widespread phenomenon. But in the middle of the 2000s, she experienced an extremely public breakdown, during which she shaved her head, checked into and out of rehabilitation clinics for substance abuse and alcoholism, and even crashed into a parked car by accident. It was impossible to get enough of the media coverage, and the people couldn't get enough of it. Due to the involvement of child welfare inspectors, she was unable to maintain custody of her children. All of this ended with her father Jamie imposing a conservatorship on her, with stipulations that included spending time in a psychiatric facility and utilizing an intrauterine device, IUD. As a reaction, her supporters formed a movement known as Free Britney to advocate for the termination of the conservatorship. November 2021 was the month that Britney Spears and her fans were finally able to get what they wanted. Number 9. The Scientology video depicted by Tom Cruise. The Church of Scientology, which was established by the science fiction author L. Ron Hubbard, has continued to be controversial. This is even though it has celebrity supporters. Not only is the organization notorious for its space opera with an extraterrestrial ruler by the name of Senu, but it is also notorious for its unscrupulous financial practices and its hostile actions regarding opponents. Tom Cruise has not been deterred from praising its qualities despite this fact. In a video that was published on YouTube in 2008, Tom Cruise was seen asserting that Scientologists are the only individuals who can assist in the aftermath of vehicle accidents and are experts in dealing with drug addiction. The video was removed from YouTube after the group submitted a claim for copyright protection. The collective of hacktivists, known as Anonymous, was motivated by this to initiate the protest movement known as Project Shenology. Number 8. The doping scandal involving Lance Armstrong. People all over the world looked up to this professional athlete and cancer survivor as a source of motivation, and via his Livestrong Foundation, he was able to raise millions of dollars for additional cancer research. He was a wonderful illustration of what might be accomplished if one put in a lot of effort and had faith in themselves. However, in 2012, Armstrong acknowledged using drugs to increase his performance during his bike races, which caused his supporters to become disillusioned and dissatisfied. This was a great disappointment for the sports world. As a consequence of this, Armstrong was prohibited from participating in the sport for the rest of his life and lost all 7 of the Tour de France titles he had won. Number 7. The cheating scandal involving Tiger Woods. During the year 2009, Tiger's life was completely flipped upside down when the National Enquirer released an article regarding an affair that occurred outside of his marriage. A few days later, he was involved in a car accident and needed to be sent to the hospital. Everyone's interest in the narrative increased in tandem with the progression of the number of reported affairs, which resulted in him becoming the subject of morbid curiosity. As a consequence of the incident, his wife Ellen Nordegren filed for divorce, and several businesses, including AT&T and Gatorade, decided to terminate his endorsement arrangements. Because of the affair, Tiger's reputation for being spotless was irreparably damaged. Number 6. Allegations of abuse led against R. Kelly. Since a long time ago, there has been a hypothesis that the R&B musician has been involved in illicit interactions with young females. R. Kelly was indicted on many counts of possessing obscene material involving children in the year 2002. Nevertheless, he was ultimately found not guilty of the charges. 1 year later, he was able to beat the prison sentence once more. On the other hand, in the latter part of the 2010s, additional allegations of misbehavior and abuse surfaced, in addition to several high-profile films, one of which was Surviving R. Kelly on Lifetime. Kelly was accused of many felony counts in July 2019, including racketeering, exploitation, kidnapping, and sex trafficking. He was convicted in September 2021, and his sentence is scheduled to be handed down in May 2022. A number of these charges were brought against him by federal prosecutors. Allison Mack and NXIVM come in at number 5. This actress is most known for her role as Chloe Sullivan on the television show Smallville. She was also a member of NXIVM, which was a sex cult that misrepresented itself as a multi-level marketing organization. Mack was a member of NXIVM, which she joined in 2006, and she was responsible for recruiting young women to work as slaves for the cult leader Keith Raniere. An indictment was brought against Mack in 2018, charging her with a variety of offenses, including sex trafficking and forced labor, which could have resulted in her serving anywhere from 14 to 17 years in jail. Mack was only sentenced to 3 years in jail, 1,000 hours of community service, and a fine of $20,000. This was because she cooperated with investigators in the process of successfully bringing Raniere to justice. Number 4. The photo hack of 2014. Have you ever had emails that seemed strange and asked for critical information? Some of them appear to be genuine, as if they were from Apple or Google, but in reality, they are not. During the year 2014, several famous people, including Jennifer Lawrence, Kirsten Dunst, and Kate Upton, fell prey to a con of this kind. Photos of them in their underwear were released to websites such as 4chan after their iCloud accounts were hacked. A violation of privacy of such a terrible nature that it would give anyone nightmares is what happened. The hack constituted a violation and a sex crime, according to Lawrence, who was likely the most public about her displeasure throughout the incident. At least 5 of the persons who were involved in the hacking were condemned to prison after being found guilty of their involvement. Number 3. Allegations of assault committed by Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was so well-liked and respected as a comic that he was referred to as America's Dad before the widespread dissemination of Hannibal Buress outbursts that occurred during a stand-up gig in 2014. Nevertheless, once the video of Buress garnered widespread publicity, several women were encouraged to come forward and accuse Bill Cosby of engaging in inappropriate behavior. After being indicted and found guilty of aggravated indecent assault against Andrea Constand in 2018, Bill Cosby was sentenced to a prison term ranging from 3 to 10 years. Despite this, he was granted early release in 2021 after the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned his conviction, alleging a violation of due process as the reason for the decision. However, it is important to note that other instances are still pending, and the scandal has irreparably damaged his legacy. Number 2. The relationships between Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein. As a result of his capacity to traffic young girls, wealthy banker Jeffrey Epstein was able to build a large number of relationships with influential individuals. Virginia Giuffre, who describes herself as one of Epstein's victims, claims that Prince Andrew was one of the individuals who molested her in the year 2001. The relationship between Epstein and the Duke of York was first brought to light by the BBC in 2011. In 2019, the prince gave a catastrophic interview in which he notoriously attempted to counter charges by saying that he was unable to sweat. As a result of the controversy surrounding Epstein, which has caused the British royal family a great deal of stress, Andrew resigned from his position as a royal in November 2019. Number 1. Harvey Weinstein and the #MeToo movement. Weinstein, a powerful producer who was formerly regarded as a giant in the Hollywood industry, was accused of assault and harassment by several women, as recounted by the New York Times and the New Yorker. Following the publication of these stories, actress Alyssa Milano urged women all around the world to share their own experiences on social media using the #MeToo. Because of this, a movement would be sparked that would alter the way that many different industries regarded wrongdoing in the workplace. Weinstein was found guilty of many charges of misbehavior in February 2020, and he was awarded a sentence of 23 years in jail as a result of the conviction. Did you like it? Tell us what you think of the video in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting videos.